Okay, so I hope you guys can hear me. So it's just a quick live on. I know it's office time. It's Thursday, but I thought of coming quick live because a couple of questions that I would like to take, and then a couple of announcements also from my side. So let other folks to join, and then we will start the live. So I have just prepared a couple of questions because the title for today's live, the main agenda for today's live, that how to start your automation journey in 2023. That what are the new things that you have to learn, and then what are the new trends are there in the market. So we will talk about that because people were mailing me and then pinging me on other social media, and then I thought of coming live because the questions are like people are really worried about that what to learn in automation and new things in 2023 and everything, right? So it was not a planned live, guys. I thought of like written couple of questions, and then I thought of giving the answers for that. But before we start, thank you so much. Like, just confirm, are you able to hear me and are you able to see me properly? Everything looks good, right? Hey Sumit, hey Kapil, hey Ram. That's good to know. Rajat, how are you? So Akansha, also we have Manoj. Great, good. And then we will take a couple of questions from the chat as well, right? So first thing is tomorrow, me, Sanjay, Mukesh, we are traveling to Delhi. We have a RTP QA Meetup in Delhi on 5th November on Saturday, morning 10:30 to evening 5:30. It will be a great event. So if you are in Delhi or NCR region, if you are in Noida and Gurgaon, Ghaziabad, at that place, I think that's a great opportunity. You guys can come, and it's a whole day event. There are many things that we are going to talk about with respect to testing, with respect to test automation, some really good presentations that we have. We are going to give you some really good concepts of test automation, what is happening, and then what are the new trends in the market. Other than that, some really good goodies and quizzes and then assignments will be there. So that will give you a lot of insights about the test automation and testing. And then we have invited a couple of other folks as well in the meetup. So that will give you a great insight about what is happening in the testing area. And then it's a association collaboration with the Lambda test, and from the Lambda test also people will be there. So I'm pretty much sure that will be a great experience for you guys, and feel free to join. You can just register for the event. I'll share the link and everything at the end of the session. Otherwise, let me just share it right away, and you can just register for the event. It's a very minimal fee that we have given, but we are giving the complete justification for the fee. Why? Because um, you will get a lot of goodies, and we have some other prizes and then some surprises for you guys. So lunch and high tea, everything will be provided from us, and then you just need to come, and then I'm sure that will be a great experience for you guys. So good. I think Sanjay is also here. Hi Sanjay. Hi Shavik and Gaurav, Salma. Yeliz. Great, that's good to know. Okay, 2023 2022 is about to finish, and many things that we seen in 2022 with respect to test automation trend and everything. But again, 2023 will be very exciting for the new opportunities, and new tools are getting coming into the picture. Especially from last 1 year, we have seen the concept of codeless automation and scriptless automation. Like we have tools like test trigger, and these tools came and then picking the market, and then slowly coming into the market and merging into the test automation activities. But most of the people, they were asking that, okay, what will happen to Selenium? That Cypress is there, Playwright is there. Is Playwright is going to kill Selenium or not? And then how exactly the survival for the Selenium in that case in 2023, at least for next 3 4 years. So, as per my understanding, the kind of work that I have done with Selenium and the kind of things that I have seen in the new Selenium, especially with the Selenium 4 thing, I have seen the Selenium 4 is amazingly great. A lot of good things that they have added. If you see Selenium 4, recently I did a POC on the Selenium 4 observability, and then how exactly we can trace the events and everything. So these small things make Selenium an amazing tool and different from other tools. And the best thing about Selenium is that multiple language support, multiple browser support, W3C protocol support, and then a standard with the W3C WebDriver protocol. That makes it different from other tools, and it's very proven, stable tool in the market, which is almost all the companies they are using it. Selenium from last 15 years. So it's very difficult to, kill Selenium, or very difficult to get Selenium out of the market. It's very difficult, guys. It's not even, I don't think so that something is badly happening and Selenium is not supporting anything at all, then only it can happen. So we have to understand Selenium is a very raw library. A lot of people say that Selenium does not have auto wait mechanism or this mechanism, and then in Cypress, in Playwright we have auto wait mechanism. But Selenium is such a raw, you can create your own custom weight, you can create your own explicitly weight. They don't provide the default weight internally, but if you really want to define some explicitly weight or something like that, definitely you can do this. The most important thing, the compatibility with the W3C standards, because all the browsers native APIs are with W3C DOM standards, and this is Selenium. So the interaction, the communication between these two, it's very trustworthy and then very stable communication and interaction with the browser with the help of all the actions that you are performing on the browser. That is a major advantage of W3C. That part is actually missing with the Playwright and the Cypress. So that makes a very unique Selenium for the automation point of view and the stability and the trust factor point of view. Okay, I have the complete video on W3C. What is W3C? What is W3C WebDriver? What is, how exactly the Selenium 4 adopted the W3C protocol and everything. You just go and then check the implementation, how exactly Selenium architecture is defined, and what is the biggest migration happened from Selenium 3 to Selenium 4. And the good thing about Selenium 4 is having its own grid infrastructure. You think about it that you don't need to pay any single penny for that. And then there is no specific paid dashboard like we have other tools available in the market. But with Selenium, the good thing is you set up on everywhere. You set up on Docker, you set up with Kubernetes, you set up on the VM. It's having its own Selenium grid concept, which is a very, very stable grid. Grid means it's having its own hub to run your test cases on multiple platforms in the browser and the different operating system, along with the different binaries of the of the browsers. You can execute that. That's an amazing feature because very few tools are available in the market which will give you its own grid or hub. You won't believe that Playwright is actually using Selenium Grid to run the test cases. Playwright is still not having its own grid or hub. That makes Selenium again a unique thing, which is having its own Selenium grid concept and then running the test cases with the help of remote execution, remote WebDriver, and running the test cases on Selenium grid. So that's again very important thing in Selenium 4, which is added. Mukesh is also here. Hi Mukesh, that's good to have you, a legend here. Yeah. So couple of other things in 2023, I would advise you that I was interacting with a couple of people, and then everyone is having the same question that we are having some career gap, or we are coming from the manual testing background to automation testing background. What to learn, how to start, because now these days it's full of resources online, so many courses, YouTube channels, trainings are happening. I think the resources wise, we have some really amazing, good, documentation or websites or YouTube videos and courses and trainings are available. But how to start and what to start, that's very important, guys. If you are coming from the manual testing background, I would say that coming from the manual testing background, that's good that okay, you know testing at least, and then you really want to get into automation. So automation is not a bubble. First of all, automation is a thing which will make your life easy. The amount of test cases execution, I mean amount of time that you are taking to run those test cases, let's say 4 to 5 days for the entire regression, you can easily minimize that task. So learn automation to minimize the task, to minimize the testing efforts, to minimize the manual arts, to minimize the cost and everything. Learn automation for that point of view. Don't learn only for cracking the interviews. You have to learn because ultimately we all have to survive in the market and then in the project as well. So if you're not able to justify, you're not able to leverage your automation properly, then it's totally waste. Whatever learning, only launching the browser and writing some basic step, that won't help you. So that's what in 2023 you can still start with Selenium with Java or any specific programming language that you really want to use. That you can specific programming language you can use. I think every automation engineer should have at least basic knowledge about UI automation. In fact, I won't say basic knowledge. Let's see, if you're showing around 4 to 5 years of experience also in your resume, and then out of 2 4 years, 2 years or 3 years you're showing for automation. So as an interviewer, I would always expect that okay, you should know at least all the features of Selenium. You should know about how to automate complex things. So whenever I take mock interviews, I take interviews for the companies, I see that people are struggling a lot to write the basic stuff. If I say, okay, you have to handle, let's say, a basic calendar, you have to automate that. So everyone knows that what is WebDriver is equal to new Chrome driver, how to launch the URL and get the title and print it. But nobody knows how to handle complex, how to develop a logic to handle that particular scenario. So that's very, very important to use that thing, use your logical skills to write that generic code so that we can handle calendar, we can handle lazy loading, we can do interact with the shadow DOM, SVG elements, paginations, complex web tables, such things we can automate. That SVG elements are there, graphs are there. Can we automate that or not? Did you try or not? So it's not about only automation for interview point of view, but in real time projects, there is a search field is there. You have to auto suggestions are coming, complex drop downs are coming, complex bootstrap drop down or jQuery drop downs are coming. How will you handle those things? So now you better concentrate on that thing, learning and writing the same script again and again, which is equal to new Chrome driver or Firefox driver, or writing the basic stuff inside the main method, you are not improving anything. I've seen people are just, just writing the same thing and then practicing the same thing on a daily basis. Fine, that first basic part, core part is done. Now move to the next thing. Now the next thing about the designing the framework, learn about various design patterns, which is very important. That what are best practices to write the automation, to implement the test cases, how to write the page object model design pattern, what are the limitations are defined, or what are the best practices are defined, in which pattern that we have to write the test cases, so that if new members or new test cases are coming in upcoming sprints, then can we add those things or not in the framework? So that plays a very, very important role. This is where people are actually struggling a lot, that I really want to work on the existing framework, but I have no idea that how to add more test cases on it. If you are trying to update any existing library, other test cases are getting impacted because you are not much aware of the existing framework and the best practices. How to use TestNG, Cucumber, these kind of libraries to use the the framework properly. How to design the test cases, that plays a very, very important, right? Now I see a pattern here that people just learn automation and then they just don't practice it. And this is the question I have actually noted down also, that can you give me a project? Can you give me that on a specific application so that I can show it on my resume? See, whatever the application that you are using in your company, you can show that. You can do some automation and then you can say that this is the project that I used for automation point of view. So for automation, project is not that important. It means their application not important. Maybe every application is having its own workflow, having its own use cases or the features and everything, but the concept is very important. It's not like for HR application or for finance application or for some other banking application, I have to use a separate design pattern or separate framework for that. The framework concepts will remain same. If you're creating the utilities, the same utilities can be used for different applications as well. So that is the main important thing, that you have to understand, that you don't need to worry about the specific project for automation point of view. Yes, of course the project is important for your current project, what kind of application it is, but you have to concentrate more for test automation point of view. You have to concentrate more on the tools and technologies part, how exactly you're designing it. People will really want to know your designing skills in terms of designing the test cases. Everyone knows about what is Selenium, what is WebDriver, what is Chrome driver, how to click on button, what is all these locator strategies and everything. I'll come on the locator strategies part also. But I think we have to raise the bar high. We should really know about how can we implement the best practices for automation point of view, and how can we integrate it with the main CI/CD pipeline. There are many new CI/CD tools are available in the market. Along with Jenkins, you can learn about Circle CI. You can talk about GitHub Actions. You can learn about GitLabs. Also, a big bucket is big bucket pipelines are there. Microsoft Azure pipelines are there. So there are various third-party libraries or third-party pipelines and CI/CD pipelines in the and the build automation tools and the CI/CD tools are available in the market. I think you should start exploring those tools, because you never know that this particular company, they are using this. So you should know and you should have the idea that how exactly I have to integrate my automation test cases with my um, with the main CI/CD pipeline, right? So how can we leverage our automation? What we do that, okay, we just stuck to the point that, okay, fine, basic automation that we have done, and after that we don't show the interest to learn the new things. That's very very important here, right? Then I think there are a couple of other things as well, that how to get motivation to learn these things. That's also very important, because I see that people just get the comfort level very quickly. Comfort level means, okay, I learn these things and now they don't enhance their skills, they don't improve their skills with the new stuff in the market, because every day, every month, every year, number of tools are getting introduced in the market. So I'm not saying that you should have a full-fledged knowledge about it, but at least have sound idea that what exactly this tool is there in the market and what exactly the purpose of that tool. Because you never know that, okay, which tool will replace which tool, and then in your new company they're always looking for some new experiments. So as an automation engineer, I personally feel that ultimately you are a tester, and as a tester, responsibility is that you should have a keen idea what is there in the market, what are the new things are going on, what exactly other people are doing it. What we see, okay, some basic stuff that I learned 2 years back, maybe through some courses or any training or YouTube, or in my current company I'm using it. I've seen people are still using Selenium 3 only. They have not even migrated to Selenium 4. And it's been around more than 1 year with Selenium 4 in the market, and they have no idea what are new things are there in Selenium 4. People, they don't use JDK 8 features, that all the different streaming and the Lambda features and all such things specific to a specific programming language, which will help you to write the test cases in a much better way. People are still not using it. They are still doing the same Selenium 3 code and same. I have seen some people have used still using Selenium R3 deprecated code as well. So I think that's very important to understand that. And one thing I see a pattern, that we get influenced very quickly. The moment we see a new tool in the market, for example, any XYZ tool or Cypress or Playwright or anything, I think we should all have a proper POC on that. Is it really compatible for my requirement? Is it really justifying my requirement for my project? Is it really justifying what kind of automation that I need for my application, for my team? Do we have the skill set? Do I really need to spend more time on, okay, learning and learning curve for that particular tool? For example, you are coming from Java or Python background with Selenium, and suddenly you have to jump into some JavaScript based framework. So you should consider that factor, that, okay, yes, for JavaScript, you have to learn, and your other resources also, they should feel comfortable with that. So that's also plays a very important role, that will definitely deprecate your skill set in terms of learning, because you're spending most of your time in learning and you're not getting that level of confidence, and then and happiness in terms of implementing Cypress with JavaScript, for example. I'm not saying Cypress is good or bad. I'm just giving you an example here. But you are really good in Java. So all programming languages are good. Either you learn Java or JavaScript or TypeScript or Python or Ruby or whatever. All tools are having their own pros and cons. All tools are satisfying most of the features of your application. But I think that's the best solution, is that the best decision you have to take. Is it really justifying my work, my company, the management expectations, and the return of investment after implementing that tool? I mean, after implementing that framework with that particular tool, or am I just spending most of the time in the POC and experiment, and then there is no much community support is available for that? Much, I mean, very less blogs are written, or courses are available for that particular tool, or maybe on a Stack Overflow also. You are really struggling to find out the solution for that particular tool, or whenever we got stuck somewhere. But we talk about a tool which is very famous, and there are many community blogs are available. Stack Overflow is there, and then the moment you put anything, and then you are absolutely getting a lot of good points and a lot of good suggestions, and the answers you are getting it, because people, they have already faced those kind of problems that you are facing it now, and they have already solved it, and they have given the solution, maybe in the form of blog or videos or any POCs that they have given. They have written some Medium blogs and everything. So I think that plays a very important role in 2023, that decide a right tool and then implement it accordingly. Don't jump into a very new tool which is available in the market just because of your management say that. Because you are the right person to take a decision along with your team. You are the technical guy, you are an automation engineer, you are an automation lead or architect. You discuss with your automation engineers, do some POC with couple of tools, and then take a right decision that, yeah, is it really justifying my a project application, or my features can I automate, can we get the good coverage or not. And then the licensing and the budget also plays a very important role, and then you present the same data to the management in terms of implementing the things. But once again, learning new things, absolutely you have to keep open your eyes that, okay, yeah, these are the new things are there in the market. For DevOps activities point of view, for infrastructure point of view, writing only basic automation won't help you. You have to make sure you are integrating with the Docker, with the clouds, with the CI/CD pipelines. I have seen that a lot of people, they struggle with the Git repositories. If I the moment we ask that, okay, hey, can you please push the code, and then can you please raise a PR, and can you please take the latest pull and make sure that, okay, there are no conflicts in your code, and then we struggle over there, because end of the day we have to work in a collaborative way. So when other developers are working along with you, then you have to make sure that my code should not impact others code, and others code should not impact my code that I'm developing it. So that's a very important role. So I think in 2023 you should improve your other skill set along with automation, that how exactly a developer, a typical automation engineer, day to day activities in terms of writing the code, in terms of execution of the code, in terms of collaborative mode and everything, and then working with other developers, merge the code and everything, and running the test cases on the pipeline, and then finally we are publishing it. So because this is the way that we work in real time projects. So if you're lacking in that area, I think it's very high time you should improve that thing in 2023. At least targeted that thing, learning these things in next 2023. Then this is about the UI automation. So after UI automation, it's a very high demand is that is API automation also. You have to learn about it. Fine, if you see the automation parameter or testing parameter also, that the first thing we always give the coverage to the unit test cases, and then we give the coverage to the system integration test cases or API test cases, and then finally the small section on the cone, that is for the UI, and then finally we do the exploratory testing or the manual testing or functional testing that we do that there. So the UI automation is fine. We have to do it. There are a lot of applications, and the portals and the web applications are there. So we have to make sure that my application is totally compatible with the different browsers, and then cross browser and multiple platform it's supporting or not. And all the high level scenarios should be automated through the UI. But what is happening in the background, what is happening in the backend for the API point of view, that plays also a very, very important role. We forget to learn about APIs. We just concentrate the basic stuff, but there are many things in the background which is happening, and which is will not be represented or the presented directly on the UI. Because let's see, some microservices are getting executed in the background, which is doing some calculation. There are some APIs. The moment I call that API, the API is calling another API and fetching the data for the payment point of view, and then internally checking the logic, and then sending the response back to the UI. What we do on the UI, if the pricing is available, that's it. Selenium Maxim can check that, okay, pricing is equal to $300, that's it. But how exactly this $300 is getting calculated, to calculate how many factors that how many attributes that it is getting, and then those attributes are coming from where, from which table, from other services, maybe some integrated services are there. So that backend automation plays a very important role. So that is also, we have to understand that, concentrate on different API automation tools are available in the market, like rest assured and HTTP client. Karate is also there. Karate with the API and Selenium also support is also available. You can learn about these tools. You can learn about in Python also, the Python request model, you can learn about it with JavaScript. So every programming language is having some API, client APIs, the REST APIs, and then you can use those client APIs to call the get call, post call, put call, just like we do it in the Postman. Same thing you can write in the form of code also. In JavaScript, there are very new, amazing libraries are available. You must have heard about Pactum.js. Try to learn about Pactum.js, which is like, I'm very soon coming with the new series on my channel with the Pactum.js. A lot of things you can do that. Mocking of the APIs also you can do that. Now, along with the API, I have added one more extra topic here. In 2023, I think you should concentrate on how to mock the services, because a lot of companies, a lot of domains are having IoTs. having the hardware testing, or let's see mobility services. For example, if you're going with the companies like Rapido, Ola, Uber, and then people are going in the, the digitalization of the car hardwares and everything. So let's see, for example, there is a, let's see, take an example of Zoom car, and car is available there on the road and there is no driver, so they don't need any manual intervention or any manual effort they really want to put it over there. You just need to book the cab and then go there and then unlock and lock from the Bluetooth or maybe from the Zoom car app, and then unlock the car, start the key, and then just do it. And I really want to fetch some information about the car pressure and tire pressure, the petrol and everything. I really want to get it. And then immediately, if I see that, okay, no, the petrol is not there or the gas is not there in that particular car, immediately I'll send one service guy and then fill the petrol over there. So then when you join these kind of projects, how will you automate such things? Right? So that's what the mocking behavior is very important. You cannot exactly automate a car, right? And these are Raspberry devices or some hardwares or some Bluetooth integrations are happening. What we can do, we should learn about, we can create a exactly mock behavior from those applications. We can create some dummy APIs or dummy mocking APIs, which is exactly giving the JSON or XML response the way that particular car, the device is giving to the server. And then we can write some end-to-end test cases over there. So these days, like I can see a lot of companies and a lot of, actually couple of people, they schedule a separate call for me and with me, and then they ask about that how to automate such things. So I think we can create some dashboard, or maybe we can create some mocking dashboard where at least on the stage environment or the QA environment we can automate such scenarios as well. Otherwise, every time you have to do a manual testing for that, and I think we can save lot of time over there. Okay, in that case. Now the third thing is about, I'm talking about the mobile automation. Mobile automation is also very demanding these days, because of everybody is going towards iOS and Android devices, and then apps are available, hybrid or native apps are there. So I think you should start learning, because if you know Selenium, you can easily learn. On top of Selenium, there is a wrapper called APM. So APM is already there, and then which is supporting both iOS and Android. So if you know Selenium already, I think that will be very easy for you to learn about APM. There are other tools all available in the market. Let's see Detox, which is not Selenium based automation tool. Detox also you can do that, and I can see it's a really good community support, and then they are very active community. I can see on the GitHub repository where people are using Detox, and then they are giving a lot of releases almost every day. They are fixing here and there, and then you can talk about that as well. So just note it down. You can just concentrate on the Detox and the APM, these kind of tools for the automation point of view. I'm not talking about other tools. These tools are already very well proven in the market, which is already there in the market, like Catalan is there, or WebDriver IO is there, Cypress Playwright is also emerging, right? I have one point on Playwright also, we'll talk about very soon. So I think these are the three, four things that you should concentrate for the functional testing point of view, for either it is web, mobile, or API. Then what about the NFR? NFR means your non-functional testing point of view, right? So for your non-functional requirement, let's say security testing, especially with the performance testing, do you have any specific knowledge about it? Because in the competitive world where the customer base almost like every day is getting increased, and then writing simple basic automation for a specific use case for with a single user, and then checking the system, and then fine, definitely it will work. But the actual thing will start when you do the actual transaction on the production environment, where thousands of requests are coming back to back during Thanksgiving Day, during Diwali season, during Christmas, during New Year. You're doing a shopping, and then back to back requests are coming, that, or maybe a big billion day in India. So are we ready for that? Don't you think it's a QA responsibility to improve that thing, to make sure that, okay, my system is reliable, make sure that, okay, my system is availability point of view is up to the mark. So these things are definitely coming into the picture with respect to your load testing and the stress testing or the performance testing, you can say that. So you should be able to handle enough these kind of things, that non-functional requirement, according to the according to the customer base, according to the number of hits that we are getting on the server, is it up to the mark or not? So to learn those things, you have to implement certain tools. For example, JMeter is there, JMeter is a very old school tool, is still there in the market, and amazing tool. There are a lot of good features are there, a lot of good plugins people they have developed, and a great community support. But I would advise you, if you really want to learn some other extra skills with respect to performance testing, I think you should go with the Gatling and the K6 as well. K6 with the JavaScript, you can easily write very simple script, very simple configuration. You can write your own code, and these are very very lightweight tools. Easily generate number of virtual users and the threads, and then go with that. If you love Scala or Java, you can go with the Gatling also. Gatling is started supporting with Java as well. So you can start learning about performance testing as well as some basic level of security testing, because security testing is not a daily routine activities. Once in a while, you have to do it, and it's a very interesting concept or interesting type of testing. It's not at all boring. It's like finding some major critical issues, and then you can make some extra money also with the security testing. Bug bounty programs are there, and you can find some critical bugs at the server level, in the background, in the backend, and then any leakage or any memory leakage or data issues are there with respect to security vulnerabilities are there. You can find those kind of bugs. So if you have the idea at the architect level, I think you can easily handle those things as well. Okay, so learn about the security testing. There are multiple tools are available in the market. That OZAP, OW, SAP ZAP is available, and there are some paid tools also available. You can just refer a couple of blogs. I'll share a couple of separate video on the security testing. I've already prepared one video on security testing, that how can we integrate this thing with the Selenium, and then when Selenium is running my test cases, we can generate some vulnerability report of my application, that where exactly the leakage, where exactly the problem is all about. Okay, so that also I think you should concentrate with. Now the last point, that in 2023, that I would like to add one thing, guys, that please improve your programming skills. I know codeless automation tools are there, but the flexibility, the kind of freedom that you are getting with the designing the framework end to end. Tomorrow, let's see, you can be a committer also. You committer of a specific open source tool, and then you can do some amazing things over there. So what about, let's see, some specific tool that you have to develop, some libraries that you have to develop from the scratch from the beginning. So basic learning, basic stuff, how exactly these things are working, and we don't concentrate on the how exactly that particular code is implemented or the feature is implemented. We don't concentrate or we don't focus on that thing. We just see, okay, fine, this is the existing thing, just start using it and then do it. That's why, like, I love Selenium, because in Selenium most of the things are available, but it's everything is raw. On top of that, you have to keep creating the wrapper. For example, if you really want to implement your own weight feature, you have to create internally explicitly weight, but on top of that, you can add a wrapper on top of that, like this. So that's a beauty of open source tools which are available in the market, and then you can start using it. But improve your logical skills in terms of learning programming, in terms of designing the various design patterns. For example, page object model, factory pattern. There are various design patterns are there in the market. You can start using it. See, I have the complete list of design patterns, where more than 50 design patterns are there. Single responsibility principle, strategy pattern, observer pattern, template pattern, iterator, mediator, visitor patterns are there. So writing the simple basic code with the simple main method and creating a function and calling that function, that won't help you, because design patterns will solve many real-time problems, reusability of the code, and they always follow the single responsibility principle over there, which is helping you a lot to design the test cases in a very systematic way and creating a generic automation framework for that. So that will help us a lot to add more and more test cases in future, and then we can drastically save a lot of time with respect to execution and everything, if you have implemented the framework properly with the right design pattern over there. Right, what we do, we just don't concentrate on the design patterns, and we just forget about just only standard template that we follow in automation, and then we just start writing the code. And when we see the code, and then I think then 4 hours, 5 hours taking, and that is also so difficult to add a new things over there on top of that. So I think 2023, in fact, still we have 2 months in 2022, you can start learning about these design patterns. I'll try my best to talk about the design patterns on my channel as well. Maybe we can start a new series at least 10 15 design patterns we can see initially, which are like very very comfortable, sorry, compatible with the automation framework. We can easily implement that as well. Okay. Now, there are the other tools, like people are asking about Tosca and everything. Definitely, Tosca is there, but again, you have to think if you really want to learn Tosca specifically. I did not find much document. I mean, in terms of resources, in terms of learning or courses or something, because it's a paid tool. You have to pay for it, and then their official documentation also itself is really great. And then they have some good video tutorials also. You can just go with that. So that's what, like, it's great tool, but again, it's a paid one, and then you have to pay for it. But Tosca is a tool where, in terms of if you are paying for a heavy amount, then I think it's totally worth, because it's a lot of features, different types of testing, either it is web or backend or API, everything you can just easily manage with the one single tool. You don't need to worry about other things as well in the, okay, with that particular tool. So this thing, one last option concept I really want to say, that because we have talked about the UI automation, and I'm talking about still I see that small things that we lack, okay, maybe at a time of interview or when we write the code, which is actually creating a major block for us to writing the code. And then we don't try to learn the actual concept behind that. For example, one of the example is the locators, because try to understand, applications are not very straightforward these days. Applications are heavily using Ajax component. They are using dynamic attributes concept, or dynamic IDs, or complex to complex document object models are there. Inside a DOM we have iframes, and then we have shadow DOM. A lot of SVG graphs are there. Pseudo elements are available. They are using heavily pseudo classes implemented by the UI developers, and it's sometimes difficult to write the proper locator for that. And then we are not able to fulfill it. We are really good in creating the logic and everything in terms of writing the code, but if your locator strategy is very poor, you are not comfortable with the locator strategy, that will always struggle for us to write the UI and the mobile automation if you are writing it. So I would advise you to heavily concentrate that you should be able to write any kind of XPath. That is a level of confidence that we have to get, that fine, you give me any UI application, either it is React or Angular or Vue.js or anything, I will be able to write the right XPath, no hard coded, no generic, a typical absolute XPath. It's absolutely a custom XPath. I'm comfortable with that. Either it is CSS or XPath or any kind of third party components the developers they are using. I'm able to handle those kind of things as well. Like for example, SVG, the shadow DOM, how to crack the iframes or how to pierce the iframes and everything. You should learn about it, right? So that is, I think, locator strategy, and the locator is very important. I see people, they struggle a lot in locator because they are not comfortable with that. And the good thing about locator is that if you learn locator one time, that will help you the same concept everywhere, because locator is not only specific to a specific automation tool. The same XPath you can easily use with Cypress or Playwright or WebDriver IO or APM or anything, anywhere you can use that there, right? Same thing with the CSS selectors also. Here and there, some tools are having some extra locator strategies for the React component. Just recently, Playwright in 1.27, they recently released some other locators also. Like on the basis of text, also you can identify the element and you can just interact with the element. They have some very heavily good support for the pseudo classes also in Playwright. That is missing in Selenium. But if you learn those things, you can easily use with the JavaScript executor or maybe some other extra native plugins. You can use it, and then you can just interact with that particular element as well. So I think the locator plays a very important role here. Now, the second thing is that we know that how to handle that particular scenario, but we are actually missing one thing, that which library we have to use, that what is the flow of that particular code or the logic that we have to develop, because we are lacking this thing, and this lack is clearly visible at a time of interview, that you are not doing a practice there properly. For example, a very simple example, let's say I can tell you that there are pagination, and there are 25 paginations are there on the web table, and in every web table having some rows and columns, and then you have to select a checkbox in that particular table. So how will you handle that thing? And then the item that you have to select, which is available on the 15th page, So you have to write a generic code. And the moment I ask this question at time of interview, or let's say anyone is asking this question at time of interview, try to give the accurate answer for that. Try to give the accurate approach for this, a very generic and then the best performance approach for that. How will you try to automate that? How will you go to the, the page one by one, and then how to find the element over there? We always talk about that. Okay, why are we using data structure or for loops and all such thing in automation? Then what is the use of that? Why are we using arrays and everything? So you think about it that okay, maybe we can implement a binary search operation to find that element, okay, for the different page where 10 records or 20 records are there. We can easily quick, we can sorting algorithms also, we can use that search algorithm also, we can use that to find specific item out of multiple items over there. So Selenium will just help you to interact, click on the button or somewhere over from here to here. But when you actually are finding that particular element, then how exactly your the basic programming skills that you are using, where exactly we are using it, and how exactly we can improving the performance of the script as well in that case. So I think concentrate on those things, and then that will help you a lot. Okay, so develop the complex scenarios, practice it. That will open your mindset that okay, yeah, this is how we automate that. So there are various, around 10 to 15 scenarios are there, not more than that. And out of around that only, people will ask the question. They really want to see your approach, and this is how that will make you different from other candidates at a time of interview as well, right? Now, so these are the things that is, I think, you should concentrate. I'm not saying that add some extra tool. One thing I'll tell that about the playwright, because playwright is somewhere found the major or whatever the issues that Selenium was struggling and Cypress was struggling. They actually pick those problems and then give the solution for those things along with some extra features, right? It's great tool, compatible with JavaScript, Python, .NET. You can use that with Java. Also, we can do that with Playwright. That's why that is getting popular in the market. So I think this is a tool that I really say that that tool will be very popular in the market very soon. It's already there, and then a lot of people they started using it, and then implementing it, and then good thing about that again, multiple platform support, multiple language support. But let's see, are we having a good community support just like Selenium for Playwright or not in future, right? So that is, I think, one of the very interesting tools there in the market these days, Playwright. So if you start learning about Playwright, creating one POC or maybe design one basic framework, pick any application, then maintain your own Git repository, and then you can showcase at a time of interview, and then in future whenever it's required, I think you can start quickly picking about that as well, right? So these are the things that I think for 2022-23 you can plan for it, and then that is more than enough. And then here and there some extra different other tools are available in the market. You can start looking into it as well. But I think majorly you should focus on the main core testing area, that how to write the security test cases, performance test cases, and then write the best design pattern to implement the framework and everything, rather than we are concentrating every time and learning random tools, and then uh, out of that we are not getting anything. Because if your core basic concepts are improved, and then you are improving on that area, I think that will help you a lot to learn a new tool or implementing the framework also. That's why test automation. See, I started my career with QTP. So 10 years back, I learned QTP, and then it was so easy for me to learn Selenium quickly. Like within 1 week, I got a fair idea about Selenium, but how exactly it is working, because concepts are exactly same repository, same locator strategies, how to click on a button, how to provide the weight and synchronization and everything, the the framework design things. So it was very much same. And then when I started working with Selenium, it was so easy for me. And then when I got the confidence in Selenium, then again it was so easy for me to learn Cypress and Playwright or maybe any other XYZ tool which is available in the market. The only thing is that here and there, maybe the language will be different, but my core automation concepts were very much clear. And then on the basis of that, I was able to crack many interviews and then crack some really good product companies. And then finally, uh, you know, I reach at that stage that okay, fine, I'm running a YouTube channel as well, right? So future is great for Playwright, Selenium, Cypress. All these tools are amazingly great, no doubt about it. But pick a right tool, and always pick top three tools for every category. For UI, let's see, Selenium, Playwright, or Cypress. You should have a fair idea about all these tools. Same thing for API, same thing for backend, same thing for your mobile automation. You should have the fair idea about it, because after 7, 8, 9 years, people will start expecting these things from you. People ask this question to me, that why we have to learn so many tools, why not one tool and then forever I'm going to use that. No, this is not the way the learning the learning curve starts. So you have to, every day there is a new learning. See, I'm not working anywhere, I'm not working for any company, I'm just running my training and then YouTube, and then still I'm doing a lot of POCs on a daily basis, because it gives me the confidence, it gives me that, okay, yeah, this is something people are doing actually, and then this is what maybe I can implement, or maybe I can teach in my training, so that other people, they will get to know and they can implement the same thing for that as well. So I think that mindset is very important. But I see that, okay, no, I learned Selenium 5 years back, then why should I improve other things now? From last 5 years, there are many things are there, and then you have to learn about it, right? Now I can see a question in the chat also, that I'm from the manual testing background, then why should I learn automation? Why should I majorly concentrate? Why can't we stick only on manual testing? That's absolutely fair question. And then even we all have faced this thing, that I'm happy with my 9 to 5 manual testing job, and then doing a manual testing means I'm doing the testing, functional testing, without any specific tool. I'm running my test cases manually and then executing it, making it pass fail and checking. It's a very, very good job to perform a testing and then checking all the scenarios, thinking about for the user or business point of view, and then raising a bug, and then finding some really critical problems in my application, that it is not up to my expectation of the requirement or according to the business. That's a very responsible job. So I'm not demoralizing all the manual testers, or I'm not saying, okay, no, manual testing is bad, it's great. That's why I always say that all automation engineers, SZ engineers, QA automation engineers, they all, end of the day, we all are testers. So your testing concepts are very important, but on top of that, if we add some really good flavors in terms of automation, you think about it, that if your productivity is so high, you are doing some automation, running 30, 40, 50% test cases through automation, then you get your 100% time to execute the most important critical scenarios, or the new features available or develop in the sprint. So that's very important here. That's what the philosophy is all about for the automation. Automation is not only for doing some magic and browser launching. Automation is here to to minimize the workload, to minimize the manual efforts, to minimize the regression test cases efforts. That 500 test cases I have written, every sprint, every 15 days, I have to execute them with, let's say, 4 different browsers. Majorly, we have having maximum, let's say, 2 or 3 resources. So for it's so difficult for me to use all these things and then running the test cases manually. So why can't we improve our work? Why can't we show our skill set in terms of technology, in terms of tools, in terms of programming, in terms of our analytical skills, okay, while writing some really good cool code, and then implementing in the form of CI/CD pipeline, and then running it on a daily basis. And then this is the way I think we have to show for that. And then we have a very solid reason for the growth factor as well, that why not then who is going to deny you or say no to for your package, or for your growth, or for your other skill set. So if you have those things, definitely you will get a better package, you will get a better security in terms of job profile and everything, better compensation, better salary, better opportunities are there in the market if you improve your skills. But the testing is a very major and the base skills that everyone should have it. And on top of that, if you are adding these extra flavors, I think that will define your career. That this is what we have to do in next 10, 15, 20 years, with my knowledge, with my set of features or the tools which I am having in my bucket. Along with that, you just keep learning and then start doing that. So if already in the comfort zone of only specific testing that you are doing it, I think it's a very high time, guys, that in 2023 still we are not learning the new things. I think you should focus upon your learning as well. Okay, how exactly you're learning, it's totally up to you. There are many free resources are available. Go and then learn about that. Okay, so PA channel is asking, and now let me take some quick questions. I'm 38 years old and I want to switch to the IT automation testing. For this decision, kindly share guidance. channel that I've already given that if you're 38 years, there is no limit for that. And you really want to switch to non-IT to automation testing, I think some basic things that you have to learn about how exactly automation work. But before that, improve your testing skills. How we do the testing? How do we write the test cases? How will you raise a bug? What are different things that we consider as a testing point of view or manual testing point of view? And then top of that, you figured about that, okay, these are the different tools are available in the market that I mentioned today as well, that about Selenium or API or rest assured or these tools. So start with the basic set of tools, and then you start getting the confidence and then applying in the market, and then switch that. Don't say any fake experience, nothing like that. Whatever that you have in your bucket, show that. Do some freelancing. Try to take some projects from different freelancing applications or websites. Try to take that. But don't ever bluff about and the fake experience about your experience. Whatever you have in your bucket, try to show that, and then keep on trying that. One day it will happen. These days market is so open, people are very flexible about it, that okay, fine, whatever you have, fine. If you know the things, I'm definitely going to take you. There are many startups are there, product based companies are there, people are very open minded about the career gap and everything. So I think it's absolutely great opportunity. Doesn't matter, don't demoralize yourself that okay, you're 38 years old or doesn't matter. Start, and then next 2 3 months you try for that, and then definitely you will get a job. Okay, again, Gaurav is asking that how do you feel about fact that Python Selenium is overtaking the market over Java with Selenium? Gaurav, do we have any data for that? That Python is overtaking Java or Java is overtaking Python? See, as such, there is no. I can say Java is overtaking, or someone can say no, JavaScript is overtaking. Someone has claimed that okay, no, Selenium is finished. So let's not go with that without the fact or without the stats. That's again. It's very illogical thing to say that okay, no, Python is killing Java or Java is killing that or something like that. No, every programming language doing exactly same thing. Here and there, syntax and the concept will be different. But if you see the surveys, official surveys done by some companies or maybe Selenium official blogs, if you go there, there is a survey every year. They do the survey, talk about it, okay, in the community, which tool or which programming language is more popular. So it's not like if you see Python is overtaking the market. If you see those actual surveys or any poll also, if you see on social media, you will see that okay, Java with Selenium is always at the upper hand because of the major community support for Java and Selenium. So that's a wrong fact that Python is actually overtaking the market. Yeah, Jida. Yeah, thanks for starting starting series on K6. Yes, more and more videos are coming on K6. Actually, I'm doing a lot of POCs for K6, and then there is a delay. That's why, but definitely we will do that for sure. Okay, so I think we can take this one also. That fresher salary expectation in Selenium with Java current job market. Stephen is asking. See, Stephen, the fresher salary expectation, I cannot tell you the exact figure that no 3 4 lakhs or 5 lakhs ka package or something like that. It depends where exactly you are located, in which city, in which company that you are applying, what is your college background, what is your experiments that you have done during when you were fresher, and do you actually a totally fresher having no idea about any tool or something, or maybe you have done some training and you are like very aware of in your second year and third year and at the college time itself that okay, no, I really want to get into test automation thing, and that for test automation you have that awareness. In third year fourth year you try to do some training on Selenium and you implemented couple of projects for that, then definitely the chances are very high for you to get a job. Because I have seen personally in my company, in my previous company, I have hired freshers. They were really good in Selenium with Java or other automation. It was very clear that okay, yeah, I really want to learn these things. Then this is what I have done. After fourth year, just going with a simple blank resume, basic HTML or basic Java or only basic stuff, I think that will not help you much. You will always struggle a lot in the market. I think better you go do your homework with the proper proper projects or training that you have attended, your third year second year training or internship that you are doing in the specific tool. That will give you a lot of confidence. So salary expectation, that you can easily expect a good amount of salary as compared to the current market standard for the regular freshers for that. But I really don't have any specific figure that 3 4 5 lakhs or whatever. I have seen freshers are making 10 lakhs also, 15 lakhs also. some same fresher is making, some other fresher on the same thing, they are making 3 lakhs or 4 lakhs also. So it's a very, the salary expectations are very subjective, not that very practical these days, especially in India, for that. Okay, so okay, I think that's always a good question. Srinivas is asking that how to learn automation, how many months it will take to get expertise. See, expertise, you cannot expect that, okay, it will come immediately because it takes time. How to learn? There are many videos in today's session. Also, we talked about it. Okay, concentrate on the basic stuff that improve your testing skills. Don't forget that, okay, testing, we don't need to learn only automation, we have to learn automation testing. So my target is that I have to improve my testing efforts, I have to improve my test coverage, I have to improve, write the best assertion logics, so that my automation is actually giving me the confidence during the regression cycle or execution that my automation is maybe finding the bug or checking the errors and then reporting it. These are the number of test cases got pass or fail. So I should have that level of confidence on automation. If you're not writing the code properly, then so that's a mindset actually. So first learn, concentrate on that mindset, and then learn the basic tools. If you're very fresher or very new coming from the manual testing background, start learning Selenium with any programming language. You can learn with Java, Selenium with Java with the because of the market job, and the current market is more inclined towards Java and the community support also. Learn improve your Java skills, improve your Selenium skills, the core feature, framework development, and all such things. And then I think you should concentrate at least initially on 3 to 4 months minimum. I would say 2 to 3 months. 3 months it will take time to get ready for the interviews and everything. And don't learn automation only for interview point of view. Because the moment you think, okay, no, I just need to clear my interviews. After that, let's see what happens. Dekha jayega. No, don't have this. Try to learn automation that you have to survive. The actual thing will start after interviews, when you join the real-time projects, when you work with other people, and then you work on the existing framework. You have to understand that, improve your debugging skills, improve your the configuration, the DevOps, and the infrastructure and everything. So spend at least 2 to 3 months of time, and then start giving, prepare your resume, and then start giving the interviews. It's not, Prashant, the irritating thing, Prashant. I get your point. The fresher is getting 5 lakhs, and people with 5 years having single digit CTC after a pandemic. This problem is facing by every experience. See, market is very competitive. We cannot say that, okay, don't give this 5 lakhs ka package or 10 lakhs ka package to this fresher because he is just a fresher. We, who are we to stop that? So market is very competitive. Freshers, you won't believe that freshers are coming from the good college, they are making 20, 30, 40 lakhs also. You must have seen all these clickbaits, and then people are spreading every day on LinkedIn that, okay, 7 lakhs per month also, and then this also, that also. So I think that's good that, okay, people are getting it. I think we should appreciate that. What from our side, what we can do is that we have to get the level high, we have to raise the bar high. That's very important. If a fresher is making 5 lakhs or 10 lakhs, then why can't we do that? If you are an experienced person, then it should always click in your mind that, okay, no, it should always make you worry that what should I do to improve my package, to improve my skill set, to improve my lifestyle, to improve my maybe the the company and all such things. Maybe I need to take some good decision, or maybe some hard decision that I have to learn. I have to change the city, change the country, or any XYZ thing that I have to take it. I have to do a lot of preparation for the interviews and everything. Let's see what is start giving some interviews randomly, and then see that what is your level in the market. And if you really feel that, okay, no, I really need to prepare a lot, and I have to justify 15, 20 lakhs ka package from single digit to double digit, then I think if you have this awareness, then nobody can stop you. That is my personal experience. Even we all face 10 years back also. It's not like recently it's happening. Every time it was there. Maybe it's very booming in the market these days that a lot of freshers are getting really good jobs and everything, and then good packages. But maybe they know of it. Maybe they just got the nerve of the interviews that, okay, fine, maybe they're improving their programming skills, or maybe out of the box projects that they have done during their college time or that time. Because in our time, awareness not much there. YouTube is like everywhere. resources, Udemy, courses, trainings, everywhere people are doing some amazing things. And then create community support from all of us to, support them as well. Okay. Okay, so I think that's a good question. Manu is asking that giving QTP certification, sorry, ISTQB certification exam good for career growth to moving higher CTC. Manu, it depends. I'm not saying that ISTQB certification is bad. See, I am also ISTQB certificate, but it never helped me to get a higher package. Frankly speaking, in a very honest note, I'm telling you, and I have discussed, in fact, all my friend circle, most of the people are ISTQB, QTP certified, but end of the day, your knowledge matters, your skill set matters. Maybe in some countries or maybe some companies, you should have that, okay, maybe ISTQB certification. In fact, in that specific company, they really want that, okay, no. But if you're thinking that, okay, once I do, you know, the 3,000, 5,000 I have to pay for the ISTQB, and then suddenly it will double my package of my CTC, I don't think so. That is true these days. They really want to focus on, really want to concentrate on your skill set, really want to check your skill set, that is it a really good value addition in my company or not, is it really fulfilling the expectation and the job description that we have currently for this particular job profile. If you are justifying that, and then you can make easy a double package or higher package for that. Okay, so again, that's a good question, Ankit, that we all know that technology world is advancing very, very fast. And then, so what are the chances of surviving the market with knowledge of Java and Selenium? That's what, like, I discussed the entire session today, is that absolutely correct. The technology, every day there are new things are happening, a lot of experiments people are doing it, and then this year doing experiment, and next year they will release in the market. Like, if you remember that 4 or 5 years back, we just had hearing very few tools available in the market for the codeless automation, or and we never thought, okay, we can do something like this also in the automation area. Now, you these days, you simply write a plain English sentence, and that is also doing automation. We never thought, okay, 7, 8 years back or 10 years back, okay, that somebody will prepare tools like Cucumber for the BDD point of view, and then you write a plain English sentence in the feature file, and then the step definition files that you have to create, and then it will be very flexible for me to write the plain English test cases in my feature file with the collaborative way. So every year, technology is getting advanced. So what we have to do, I think, with only Selenium with Java, fine. The basic minimal skill that we should have for a test automation point of view or any specific tool. I'm not talking about only Selenium with Java, but I think you have to add and keep on adding and raise the bar high. How exactly we work in real-time projects. Only writing the basic Selenium script with Java will help you. No, we have to design many things. We should, like, really feel comfortable how to design the libraries, the generic functions, and the wrappers, and then integration with the CI/CD pipelines, and what if there is a scope of automation in the API or APM or backend or microservices or any other specific, the module that we are using? Can we automate that? Can we reduce the manual hours or not? So I think for that, in the entire DevOps cycle, where exactly my contribution I can contribute that. If you're struggling that, okay, no, I should learn only with the Java and Selenium, why don't you learn about some basic thing about the DevOps as well? Can I improve the Python and the shell scripting to write some really good shell code? And can I use some auto hotkey methods and the APIs to automate some manual task on my desktop as well through the desktop automation point of view? So I think just make sure that, okay, you are keep updating yourself according to the current market standards. Now, I think Siddharth is also asking a good question that I really want to take this. Is it possible to remain an automation engineer for a longer period of time instead of becoming a lead or senior manager or engineering manager for the experienced people? See, everyone is having the aspiration, Siddharth, that I really want to become a lead or manager or senior manager or engineering manager or VP of the company. Of course, but everyone will be getting it if your base is very strong, if you have proved yourself. So learning automation and implementing the things and then handling a team, and let's see a simple example that you're merging the code and then you are taking a leadership roles over there. So that is also very important. That will give you confidence that 3 4 years you have worked as a senior automation engineer, then automation lead, then automation architect. So you are preparing your base to become a senior manager or engineering manager or a VP of the company, right? So longer period of time, your main core interest is what? You really want to focus upon the automation. Automation is what is a technology, is a tool which is helping you and guiding you to think out of the box solutions, think out of the give out of the box solutions, think out of the box scenarios, think out of the box concepts to improve the productivity, to improve the manual hours. So those skill set will definitely help you to become a senior manager or senior lead or any engineering manager or VP of the company, because that at high level you have to take more and more hard decisions or more productive decisions for your team and the company that you have to take it. You have to assign the right budget. If you have no idea that how to approve a budget for the procurement of my VMs on the cloud, because you have never used that thing, then you are gone. Then that will always be difficult for you. So after 10, 15 years, everyone is having aspirations that I really want to become a management role or manager role. But whatever initial starting of your career, at least initial 10 years, you should focus majorly on the technology side if you're coming from the testing background or any automation or the development background. I hope that makes sense, right? Okay, so we can take a couple of other questions as well. If I just quickly take some very interesting one. Hello, sir. I have 6 years experience in manual testing, and 2016 to till date, I have career gap. Okay. And shall I switch to automation testing like Selenium with core Java? C sign. You can switch to automation testing. You have around 6 years of experience in manual testing, and since 2016, you are not working. Is a career gap. So first, you think about how will you justify that career gap. From 2016 to 2023 is there. From last 6 7 years, what are different things got changed and implemented, and then new things are there in the market. So first, at least you practice. Maybe you can do some freelancing work, or and if you initially, if you can compromise in terms of the project, also in terms of the company also, because your first target is to learn. And then if you have that open mindset, open attitude that okay, fine, I'm ready to learn, you get me into the project, and then I'll try to learn as much as possible and try to be productive as soon as possible. I think with this mindset, if you're going, definitely you can switch to testing or automation testing. Improve your testing skills, show that maturity and the responsible behavior, the way you are giving at the time of interview, the way you are talking, that plays a very important role for the career gap students or career gap guys. Because I have seen many students, especially female candidates, having 7 8 years of career gap. But I always give the same advice that show that level of maturity, the kind of because you are showing, because you have to justify that gap, right? So what exactly you are doing, so especially from last couple of years, what exactly you're doing, show them your git repository, show them this is the project C that I have developed, these are the certifications or the trainings that I have done. That shows your interest that okay, yeah, this person is after 6 years of gap also, person is very much interested to learn about the new things and then really start the career thing, career gaps and all. So there are many activities are there in US also, that I think that revisal program or something like this is happening in Canada also, in India also, a couple of companies they started for that. So they will give the opportunity to the career gap folks, and then you can apply for that, and then initially maybe here and there you can compromise in terms of position or the salary, but after 1 year, there is no look back for that. Mohammed, we have already talked about playwright. Okay, Suhas is also asking, yes, this is also a very good thing that I really wanted to cover, that how to get freelancing automation project or work. See, let's take in a broader picture that, self branding for the for your profile, that's also very important. That what I see that we are not maintaining the Git projects, right? And then we are not maintaining the GitHub repositories also. We are just doing here and there some basic stuff, and it's there in your laptop only, in your Eclipse or IntelliJ only. What about the blogs? Okay, how many people are here who are actually writing the blogs? I'm talking about, let's say, Medium blogs. How many of you have having the your own .com website, your domain and everything? Do you have it? No, most of the people are not having it. So whatever the experiments that you are doing, just try to showcase to the world. That is not that okay, you are showing off the things, but it's all about showing off your skills, not about you. It's about your work, about your skills, about your learning, whatever you have done. And then The freelancing, again, I'm coming into this picture, that is again a new term is there in the market, that is moonlighting. If already working in some company and then doing a freelancing job is correct or not, it depends on the company policy and everything. If your company is allowing that, there are companies in the market in Bangalore I've seen where they allowed the moonlighting. You can along with the company, because I'm working 9 to 5 job. After 5, whatever I want to do, I really want to use my skill set. So 9 hours I'm working for you guys, and then I have still 15 hours or 16 hours with me. Then how exactly I want to spend? I really want to contribute some open source community as a freelancer. I really want to make some extra money for that. Maybe I really want to run an automation channel or blogging channel or some institute or some training, that I want to do that. I think it should be allowed for the moonlighting point of view these days in 2023. But how to get good freelancing automation project? I've already prepared a video where you can get some really really good automation frameworks. Like, you just go to my last to last video, where I've explained that these are the free automation testing websites or automation projects. You can get it from there. More than 15-20 websites I have shared there. You can bid, and then you can just apply for that, for those jobs. And then if you're getting any remote work or any freelancing work, you can easily get it from there. But I think you should start doing it. If you have the flexibility to do the freelancing or something like that, everyone should do that. That will give you a lot of confidence. See, we all actually, we have done that. Me, Mukesh, Sanjay, we actually started our career like that only. And that time, we were like so keen. I was so keen that you won't believe that initial first project I got as a freelancer for the $400. And then I could not sleep. One scenario that I have to automate using Selenium. And I could not sleep for 2 days because I had to complete that. And the moment I got the $400 from that, that was the most happiness moment for me, that, okay, fine, apart from the salary, that actually I'm justifying it. And then, okay, fine, that is what the credit I got for my work, for the freelancing work. So this is how, once you get your first freelancing work, then I think there is no look back. Then you can easily contribute, and many the good things and some interesting problems you can solve it. So I think self branding with the freelancing work is very important, I think, according to me, for your career growth point of view. That will give you one extra factor, extra money, one making good money also. Why not in that case? Okay, so let's take this question as well. I have no idea how to shift my company after 2 years of my Selenium experience and do that. Why you don't have any idea? What have you thought about it? Think about it. Why do you want to join a new company? Why do you want to switch? Are you not happy with the current company? Maybe the compensation is not that great, or maybe you're not getting good work in terms of the kind of work that you are expecting in the current company. If these are the factors are there, then I think everyone has a right to take a right decision at the right time. And what is blocking you? If you are actually ready to learn the new things, then just simply go with that, and then start preparation, improve your basics, revise all the things, and then take maybe a couple of mock interviews or solve some really good questions, and then go with okay, for the interviews in the market. So, I mean, which tool that I have to learn, Cypress or Selenium? Both are good. Okay, I'm not saying no, Cypress is bad or Selenium is bad or something like this. Both are good tools, Cypress or Selenium. It's up to you, right? If you are, let's say, you have already coming from Selenium background, then why not? Cypress is also very emerging tool in the market, and it's already kind of established tool in the market, and it's having its own pros and cons as compared to Selenium. But think about it. Okay, fine. If you have the Selenium also and the Cypress also, and then on your resume it's reflecting, and then you are flexible enough to work on Cypress or Selenium. So it's not about that. Okay, I just learn only Selenium. No, you can learn Cypress also. You can learn Playwright also. So as I mentioned, that top three tools or three four tools in every category, we should have some idea. And one tool that's a core tool that defines your CV, that okay, yeah, this person is having the best expertise in that tool. Let's see, for example, let's see in your case, let's say Selenium. Cypress is my secondary skill and Playwright is my third skill. But Selenium, you ask anything, I'm very, very comfortable with that. My work experience and everything defines with Selenium. But I have extra things also that shows that okay, we are very flexible to learn other tools and technologies as well. Okay. No, Sarita, there is no as such age criteria, but it depends actually. Okay, where exactly you are applying, or where exactly you're going in startups, especially in India. You might face some maybe challenges, but as such, there is no age gap. I have seen 40, 45. In fact, in my last training batch, there is one candidate, 55 years old, and he got the job. He was from US, and then he got the job. So people are having their own aspirations to learn the things, and then just good to go with that. Okay, so package and all after 3 years we have already discussed. So let me take. Maybe Shilpa is asking that please tell the what should be the exact sequence to be followed in resume. What should be the exact sequence to be followed in resume for the experienced people? Okay, I think I would prefer always one page or maximum 2 pages of resume. You can mention your basic, personal, okay, maybe GitHub path or URL or your personal information about you, and then you can just go with your profile summary, your profile highlights, that what is your experience, what is your expertise in terms of tools and technologies, what is okay, what are the different programming languages, on which tool that you currently working upon, what are different approaches that you have followed, and then and other leadership skill set also you can showcase, because you are an experienced person. That you can set up a new team, you set up a new team, and then you are part of the interview panels, and then handling a team for 4 to 5 people, or as a manager, or as a QA engineer, lead engineer, or something like that. And then you can just talk about your various companies that you have worked with that. So you don't need to worry about so many write-ups in the resume about your 2 years back and 3 years back, where exactly the kind of work and responsibility that you are having it. I think the more than enough if you're writing the company name and the client name and one line of description about your responsibilities. That is more than enough. And then majorly you focus on your resume on the skills, because all the screening tool, the resume screening tool, they always pick the keywords from there, from your resume. So if you have segregated and managed the keywords properly in your resume within the 2 page, you think about it. I have seen 8 pages of resume, 6 pages of resume. So for that screening, resume screening tool will take 1 to 6 page to screen the entire resume. So sometimes they reject it also, the 6 pages or 7 pages of resume. That's why we say the good practice is always 1 page or maximum 2 pages for the experienced people. Try to adjust everything within the 2 pages of resume. That will give you a lot of clarity about the resume, and then easily you can maintain the very minimal, the required information in the proper sequence. You can mention that. Okay, so yeah, so batches wise also we are starting a new batch from okay, November 11th, but I'm not doing any. You can just check on my website, Anirudh, on naveenautomationlabs.com. If you really want to have some knowledge about, really want to get to know about it, you can check the course content and everything over there. Okay, let's take this. Rohit Patel is asking, I resigned from my current company as a manual tester and looking for automation with proper study, but not yet any offer in hand. My notice is completed there. Any problem with 1 or 2 months career gap? No, Rohit. As such, there is no problem with that. Maybe whatever the reason that you resign from your current company, whatever the XYZ reason, I don't want to know about that reason. But if you don't have any offer in your hand, then I think you should concentrate majorly on your learning these days. Because see, the November, December, the market will be slightly slow, and again it will be picked from January onwards. So it's a very golden time for you for next 2 months. Prepare your things, but 1 or 2, 3 months of career gap, there is no issue with that. Okay, everyone is having the career gap. Maybe 2, 3 months. Yeah, I'm not well. I could not join immediately, or maybe I went for holidays and then I could not get the right offer, and then there are XYZ any reasons. And I think with in fact, up to 6 months also there is no issue with that. Okay, people might start asking the question that what exactly you were doing from last 6 months if you did not have any job. So if you can justify that, that's don't worry about that. Okay, so good, Abhiru. That's a very interesting question. Thought on 100% remote jobs. I'm totally in the favor of that. especially in cities like Bangalore and Delhi, and these cities where most of the time we are wasting our time in traffic, and then we are totally frustrated. And I think it's a very proven things that it's having its own pros and cons, no doubt about it. But I think I'm totally supporting the 100% remote jobs where instead of commuting, home to office and again back to home and spending 2 3 hours only in the traffic, we can utilize our time. And then I mean, these days tools are available in the market like Zoom, and then or video conferencing tools are available. I think then we are good to go. Only disadvantage with the remote job is that you won't be able to enjoy the meetings, the face to face meeting with your other colleagues, and then having the office. You won't feel the office culture actually. So that's a missing part. But if it is doable, I think it's maybe a hybrid model, or once in a while you can go to the office. But I'm totally in the favor of remote jobs these days. Okay, so guys, that's all. It's already 1:30 now. So thank you so much. So again, a quick announcement once again that if you are in Delhi region, uh, NCR or Delhi, Gurgaon, Noida, so feel free to join us on 5th Saturday, this 5th November. We have a QA meetup. It's a all in person, not online, in person QA meetup. Me, Sanjay, Mukesh will be there in the association with the Lambda test. So you will be meeting with a lot of Lambda test people also, and some really good, very well known testers also coming on that day. So that will be a great event. And the full day event, we are having the lunch and everything arranged over there, and then some really good goodies and prizes, and some really good task quizzes, assignments, and some really good the talks also that we have on that day. So if you are in that region and if you really nearby location, feel free to join on that day. You can register from here, and so we all will be there physically over there. And then I'll just update the link in the description of the video as well after this session. Okay, so feel free to come and then join it, and I'll see you in the next live. So now definitely I promise that we will come more and more live in future, where uh, you know where we can just talk more about new upcoming things in the testing area, right? Sure. The RTP will happen very soon in Hyderabad. We are planning one meetup later on in Ahmedabad also for sure. Yuvraj, we will do that. But right now, majorly first we have already covered in Bangalore and Pune. Like 2 months back, we had it in Pune, and before that, we had it in this, and then very soon we are going to have it in the Dubai as well, and then Hyderabad, and then Chennai, then one more Bangalore. We will have it very soon, and then and Hyderabad. I mean, Ahmedabad is also is there. So we are trying to cover where most of the IT crowd is there. So we will do it for sure. Yeah, Bangalore next event, because we will have it in 2023 very soon. Okay, we will have it. We just recently had it few months back, but very soon the Bangalore part two RTP will be there for sure. Okay, yeah, Nida, API automation. I know it's pending since long, but I'll be announcing very soon on my website for sure. We'll do that. Thank you, and I hope you like the session today. I hope that's my just thought of giving you a clarity about what to learn, and then don't get into comfort zone after the Diwali vacation. I know that like we quickly get into the comfort zone, but I think it's a very competitive market, guys. I think if you're focusing and it's a little bit of hard work that we are doing with the smart work, then I think it's absolutely doable. We all deserve a good salary, good package. Just a smart work that you have to do in the at the right thing that you have to learn at the right time. So take a right decision at the right time in your career. That will definitely make you and reach you at the next level for sure in your career. Okay, with this note, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video then, and then I'll see you in Delhi for Delhi folks very soon. Thank you guys. Bye bye. Take care.